I'm not gonna lie to you. I've lost so much time overthinking, choosing to not write a song, cause maybe nobody wants to hear that song. In reality, I wanna hear that song. So let's get back to why I started this. My daddy's goal was to raise kids with values. So Matthew, how'd you allow them to clown you? How'd you forget everything you were once taught? Believing that happiness could be bought? You really thought it was all about timing, but your timing is expired. Thought you could outlast like an episode of Survivor. Tried to follow class, but the well has gotten drier, and the world moves faster and people are much wiser. To the high school flow, it's time to let it go. Only people you know closely are showing up to your shows. It's not all on you, everybody got shit to do. You should've read the room better when you dropped album 2. So make an excuse while walking a sad route, with hopes that this time it allows you to cash out. So much bottled up inside that you wanna lash out, but your high expectations left you with mad doubt. Now you walk the dad route, but you've always been a planner, going from Bob Saget to Danny Tanner. Shit, you really cleaned up your act, but the fact that we call it that made me believe that maybe this thing is just make-believe. I was around 17, on the karate mat, and the more time I trained, the better I got at that. So when I applied that same theory to rhyme, it shouldn't come as a surprise how fast did I fucking climb. Now I see these yellow shoes and I'm reminded of my golden days. Kevin McAllister, when he sees his rollerblades. These days we're so quick to just throw away the goose before it even gets a chance to lay a golden egg. So excuse me if it's a little hard to follow, but I've lived almost 2 decades for a tomorrow that is yet to show up. Every day waking up like if I haven't blown up, then this world is so fucked. Time, I don't have any more time for these things that are living rent-free in my mind. It's filling up, there's a housing crisis. I evict these thoughts the moment that I write this. Time, I don't have any more time for these things that are living rent-free in my mind. It's filling up, there's a housing crisis. I evict these thoughts the moment that I write this. Guilt tripping every time the PlayStation's on. Like Matthew, don't relax, keep making songs. Overthink and make it long. If you do it for you, how can you make it wrong? Just don't be surprised when you fill it up with all your favorite references, and only a few souls connected with the messages. The more you shared, the less they cared. You went from a high solar flare to a bipolar bear. Smell the Folgers, Bernie Sanders, while you're in your folding chair. Look at the local scene, you're now one of the oldest there, and nobody gives a shit about what you gave up to spit. Your story got boring the further you were from glory. Sorry, but your tapes are the furthest from an escape. There's like 100,000 songs released every day. Unless you Quincy Jones or John Williams level great, I suggest you throw away anything you about to say. Thoughts in my brain are just crippling me creatively. I'm curious and my insecurities are restraining me. I always thought about success and how great it'd be, but I'm learning value isn't what someone's paying me. See, I went to a Comic-Con a few years ago and spent about $100 on a photo op with the greatest Power Ranger, Jason David Frank, and believe me, I was grateful when I brought the photo home. Only thing that could have topped it was the cast of Home Alone. Then I saw my microphone standing in my house like a fucking jealous spouse. That's your childhood idol, I'm your ticket out. So put that shit down and get right back to me. Has that photograph adding value to your dream? You gonna play the dragon flute when you record, and when your tracks don't perform, gonna call the tiger sword. You get the point, no need for me to exploit it. If I wasn't making moves, it didn't bring me enjoyment. Up to the point when I got the sad news, JDF passed away and I didn't know what to do. I saw a photo in my studio room, and the value of that moment went right through the roof. Proving value is subjective, change at any time. That poor purchase that you made might become your most prized. I started this track to let you into my mind and show you it's a bit hectic at times. Sometimes I stress out, overwhelmed by self-doubt, but I don't constipate, I concentrate the shit out. I took a trip to the cabin to wipe the slate clean and restore the passion I once had for my daydream. Been hitting y'all with haymakers for like 18 years straight. Now I get plays out in Beijing. Time, I don't have any more time for these things that are living rent-free in my mind. It's filling up, there's a housing crisis. I evict these thoughts the moment that I write this. Time, I don't have any more time for these things that are living rent-free in my mind. It's filling up, there's a housing crisis. I evict these thoughts the moment that I